I am, as I said, very looking forward to this. I'll tell you this. The characters are in it. This is me. But I fought pretty hard against the Moiraine not having her powers thing. I just don't think it worked. I don't think we needed it. I tried on that one. Not sure what I think of the ball gag. I tried, guys.
Nice. Okay, yeah, that. All right. So Indiana Jones.
I don't really like it. Aren't you, Matt?
No.
I mean, I disagree.
Don't.
Sorry. I really tried. I tried so hard. Oh, it's worse.
Is he making an Ashendare?
Yes. I tried so hard, guys. Oh, no, it's the Chandrai. It's how he gets his.
Well, let's
Wait, is he going to keep that throughout the series, and that'll be his Ashendare?
Yeah.
hold on. I want to watch.
Perrin again spending a whole lot of time
Walking
around and staring at people.
Give me those yellow eyes at least.
I tried.
Sorry about Perrin in the show. It's not my fault. I tried. Oh, how I tried.
Well, everybody, you heard it. He tried. Looks like he tried. He tried. Well, if you're a Sanderson fan, I'm sure you've heard it. The ominous, well, not ominous, but the quote heard around the Wheel of Time sphere, I guess, or maybe even the Sanderson sphere. The I tried at the C2E2 conference or convention. It's everywhere. There are now quotes all over different. We have one here from Popverse, which I think hosted that video. Brandon Sanderson tried very hard to change one character's art of the Wheel of Time show. We have here from winteriscoming.net, I guess. The Wheel of Time author Brandon Sanderson apologizes for Perrin's arc on the TV show. We also have here from, I don't know what the hell what is this she's wearing, but from The Independent, Wheel of Time writer apologizes for the way one main character turned out on the show. Another one from TV Line. Wheel of Time writer says he fought for one character to have a very different season 1 storyline. And of course, the sponsor for Wheel of Time season whatever, at least that's what it seems to be, Screen Rant. I tried. Wheel of Time writer apologizes for one character storyline in Prime's fantasy series. Now, this is how do we put this? This isn't really old news. I think he said it many times. He said it way back. You could see from the clip that I put in front of this. When he watched the only episode of season 2 that he watched, episode 8, he is, well, while he's saying some things that aren't mean, you can just tell all over his face how he feels, along with the I trieds everywhere. I tried, and they won't listen. Now, the only difference that seems to be coming in from here is there is some defense of Rafe Judkins coming in here. And we've discussed it on the channel, in some of the subsequent streams and things. Now, is it possible that Brandon Sanderson believes that Rafe Judkins fought for his vision? I think he probably believes that, as some of the chatters and people have said that they believe in our live streams. And I think I could believe that too. That he put his vision forward, and he was told that they fought for it and that they just wouldn't do it. So I believe that they believe that. Now, I have a lot of trouble believing that, Rafe took it to Amazon and Jeff Bezos said no. I guess there's a world where that happens, but I don't, especially with the things we've seen from, the rest of the season, from the rest of season one, the scripts that were written prior to, I don't know how genuine the fight to get Sanderson's vision in anything is. Now, it's been said, he said it many times, that he was given treatments for the first few episodes. He gave notes, and they were widely ignored. And now it just seems to be, for whatever reason, which is the part that I find the most interesting about this quote now being blasted all over the internet, is, while it's not an old quote, and he said it many times, and he just keeps repeating himself, it's becoming, he's saying it more and more now. He seems to be saying it more publicly. This wasn't just on a little tiny live stream on the Dusty Wheel. This was, at a big conference in front of a huge amount of people, who might not be privy to some of his online antics, that are hearing him go straight out, "The show sucks. I tried to change it, and they wouldn't listen to me." So I think the publicness of now him repeating what he's saying is the story here, and I think that it's maybe because he's trying to distance himself from being attached to this abysmal show. Maybe it's because he doesn't need to care anymore, and he's signed a deal for his Cosmere. Maybe it could be anything, but I am glad that it's now he's loose-lipped, I guess, a little bit about how he feels about some of it. Being the nice guy he is, which he is, just a really nice guy, it seems like. I don't think he's gonna, outright throw anybody on the bus, even though he basically says he basically throws Jeff Bezos under the bus in that clip. But I think the more interesting part for me is, if anybody that doesn't know what he's talking about, Brandon Sanderson tried to change Perrin's season 1 storyline in Wheel of Time show, but the higher up said no. Now this is the part that I call bullshit on. I think Rafe probably heard him out and didn't care to change it. Now maybe that's not true. Maybe it was the higher ups that said no. We really want Perrin to be an axe wielding wife killer who wants to go on a murder spree with an axe. That's possible, but I don't feel it went anywhere past Rafe Judkins and his team, because they don't seem to listen to anybody. They've created quite the mess for themselves with their terrible writing. Sanderson disagreed with the decision to have Perrin accidentally kill his wife, which was made up for the show just to kill. Perrin has no wife, at least at that point in the story. So, though he said the creative team supported him, there is no evidence to the contrary that he supported him. I guess there's no evidence on the other side that they didn't, but I think the evidence that they didn't support him is, the show itself. The show itself has nothing to do with the Wheel of Time story. So why would they fight for one story bit when they haven't fought for the whole series? Ultimately, the higher-ups turned down the alternate suggestion, and the controversial storyline stood, which has basically completely ruined Perrin as a character. He's a murderer. He's an axe-wielding. He doesn't kill Trollocs. He just murders innocent human beings. Like I said, I think the big story, and here's the exact quote: "Sorry about Perrin on the show. It's not my fault. I tried. Oh, how I tried. Rafe Judkins showrunner really went to bat for me. I think you've been sold a load of goods there. I presented a completely different thing to do with Perrin that would still get what they wanted. Minor spoilers for the television show first episode, but instead of the first big event that happens, my idea was that it would be he wounds Master Lewin. So first he wounds. No, they wanted him to be an axe murderer, so there had to be a death. Two, who's Master Luan? Oh, we didn't cast him in the show, so he doesn't exist. So, it depends. I mean, it really it makes me wonder how early he gave them this treatment and asked them, because casting and stuff had already been underway. So I'm assuming this was a done deal, and what he said had nothing to do with it. Again, this is based on nothing but a feeling and how they have treated the source material. And then let's see, he worried about the rage inside of him. You can get all the same beats without doing the thing that they did, and then he also wouldn't be traumatized the entire first season, and he can actually go on fun adventures with friends. They took it all the way through the higher ups, and they fought for my version of it, and they said no. Now, the reason that I also don't believe this is because they're on record saying that they basically wanted that death to carry throughout the whole season. They wanted that to be Perrin's storyline. They wanted him to feel traumatized. They wanted, they wanted that to be his connection to the Way of the Leaf with the Tinkerers and all that stuff. So you're guessing what's going on in his head. So that's another reason that I don't buy that they took it all the way to the higher ups. I don't think the higher ups give a crap. If I'm being like, I don't think there's any questions of hey, should Perrin kill his wife or his blacksmith mentor being taken to Jeff Bezos? I don't think that, I think that's ridiculous to even think about, but I could be wrong, right? So, and then we get the Game of Thrones quote. Not that killing Perrin's wife. I'm not sure him killing his wife. I don't know how that makes it Game of Thrones, but there are certain things, certain forces moving. That Jeff Bezos at one point said, "I want the Game of Thrones, buy it for me," and they were like, "You can't have Game of Thrones," but he was like, "Buy me something that is my Game of Thrones," and there are certain forces at work. There's a lot of forces at play. I'll just say that. So that's the failure of the staff to not make Jeff Bezos understand that the Wheel of Time is not the Game of Thrones. It could have been bigger than Game of Thrones if you just stuck to what the frickin' was on the page. So yeah. So it's again. It's nice that this keeps being put out there. It's the more dissension from Sanderson about this show, the better. I think the interesting part is it keeps coming up, and then also. I did want to mention that we are having some other things that are reinforcing statements that Sanderson has made. Like at Jordan Con, we've gone over the farce. First of all, the farce that is Jordan Con. Jordan Con has nothing to do. I don't know why it's called Jordan Con. It should be friends hanging out doing weird things con, because it has nothing to do with Robert Jordan. It has nothing to do with Wheel of Time. It's the weirdest freaking thing I've ever witnessed. But they did happen to get Guy Roberts, who plays Uno, or as I joke, Guy Kane, because they're crazy, to guest on some of these panels. And as you watch it, there's an the difficulties of adaptation panel that they do. And in there, you get some candid remarks from Guy Roberts, which I don't think he even knows that he's laying down some big truth bombs. But he basically states that when he was excited to hear about Uno, he did a lot of research. The funny joke was he lost that research, and it didn't even matter because the Uno in the show has nothing to do with the Uno from the books. Ha 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 ha. Big lol. But he was upset when he died because he thought he was going to have a long run because he's Uno, right? And the joke was that he made was, well, if you're going to kill me, at least make me come back as a hero of the Horn. Well, long story short, he ends his filming, they wrap, and from his own mouth in this Jordan Con thing, he says that he got a call some 5 months later to come back. They were going to make him a hero of the Horn. So that 5 months after wrapping, they come back, do reshoots for the hero of the Horn scene. Now, why is this important, and why am I mentioning this now when I'm talking about Brandon Sanderson? Well, Brandon Sanderson, during that episode 8 live watch, which I think we may look at again just for funs, because it's the gift that keeps on giving. It's one of the greatest videos ever put on the internet. He says that at one point they were talking about cutting the Horn of Valor storyline completely and not having the Hunters of the Horn in there. So when you put that statement together with Guy Roberts' statement that they called him back to make him a hero, it lends credence to Sanderson saying, well, they weren't even going to do that to begin with. Well, it looks like they changed their mind because somebody must have watched it and said, hey, what about that thing that is the Great Hunt is all about? Did you forget that thing exists? And that would make sense why all of a sudden Loyal shows up with a box in his hand. All of a sudden, Matt is cutting it open with a freaking bedpost flaming dagger Jedi lightsaber, and why we have the worst fight ever. We have a fight between 30 Shan-Chan and some of the worst CGI I've ever seen on a bridge instead of a real battle. You put all that together, it makes sense that this was all reshot because, well, and Sanderson was right. They had no intention of doing it. Anybody that said that he was being a little bit untruthful about that, I think we have quite a bit of evidence to the contrary that originally the Horn of Illyr and the Heroes of the Horn were not going to be in the show at all. Which, you know what? It's debatable. It might have been better without it at this point because, wow, what a freaking mess that was, right? So, so what do you think? Again, I would like to have more of these statements, more of these truth bombs about the things that they messed up in the show, and it is quite evident at this point that yeah, he tried, but they had no intention of listening to Brandon Sanderson from the start. They just used him and Harriet and any other name that was attached to the books to prop up this garbage show. The people that are paying attention and that are fans of the material have seen through this BS. You had no intention of honoring those names or doing what they told you or suggested. You were just using those names as window dressing to try and earn those loyal fans, and you failed. And well, I guess all that's left to do is see how much of a mess it can be, because we're going into season 3. And it's just a mess. They don't listen to anybody. The continuity is all over the place. And maybe I just need to do a prediction stream and try and throw out some ideas of what the heck they might be doing with this disaster. But thank you for watching. Please hit the like button on the way out. Maybe subscribe. And we're going to have more videos here shortly about all kinds of things, hopefully. And yeah, thanks again. Until next time, all hail the Lord Dragon, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.